Okay, here we go with part 6, part 2. Just beat Deathstroke. I'm going to continue with the story.
You have more luck getting into a nut's skivvies than getting into this room. Go on then, beat it a bit harder. Really make me feel it. Well, as you can see, I got the answer. Have a Merry Christmas and piss off.
Alright. I don't exactly remember this
No
part,
way I can get to Penguin now. My only option is to head for Lacey Towers
but
and investigate the murder he mentioned. Alfred, see if you can find.
I guess that is that for now. Couldn't get into the store before. I'm just going to take it back.
The remote claw I took from Deathstroke could be.
By the way,
useful here.
I'm pretty new to doing a Let's Play myself and commentary in general. So, one, I'm sorry if my voice is kind of unpleasant to listen to. It is for me as well, so
GCPD to take a look at the final offer.
you have my sympathy there.
Docs. They'll find Slade Wilson.
But also, I'm not used to playing and talking at the same time. May work, may not. If you saw my earlier parts, and you saw how badly I was doing combat because I was so rusty, then you can be assured it'll be even worse if I have to comment while playing.
Oppressed citizens of Gotham, your cries for help have been heard. I am Anarchy, voice of the people, here to save you from the plague of corruption that now
And by the way,
infests this once proud city.
if you saw
Those
my
hired and
second
elected to
Deathstroke
are
fight,
free
the second
to
take I did
save
because it
all
didn't
but
save the
their
first
finger.
time,
And by
I was
one day,
wondering about
they
a certain
fought,
pixel of life that I'd lost,
encouraged
a
to
certain
turn a
hit,
blind eye.
and I checked the
We
beginning of the
will
fight and
have
it turned
I
out that
will.
I'd already lost it before the fight began. Must have been part of that restart checkpoint thing. And I got the trophy for getting all of the counters, so that is proof that it was a perfect fight,
I should hurry to Lacey Towers before the cops destroy
which is nice to know.
evidence from the crime scene Penguin mentioned.
It'll
I was hoping you'd get a minute of your time.
definitely be good.
I've got a story to tell you about crime and violence.
Okay,
Greed
I
and vengeance.
don't like doing side quests
But it's also
in general.
a story
I already did the Anarchy one and the normal
of second chances.
campaign, so I see no need to do it at this moment.
I've planted greed
Uh, it's kind of like the Zaz side quest from Arkham City. I have to go chase stuff. I don't like chasing stuff, especially now I don't have to. The goal of this is just to get more practice in New Game Plus mode. However, I will do this, because I need some combat practice. The thing about New Game Plus is I have to get used to using the dodge instead of the counter. That one I should have known better. Their fists are pretty fast. It just happens. But it's still good to keep me fresh. Because I am the kind of person to get rusty. I don't have a good memory, good muscle memory, etc., etc. I'm not a super good action game player. I am a big Ninja Gaiden DMC fan, but those skills, like I used to play them on hard difficulties, and those skills have mostly gone out the window now, just because I haven't played them in many years. And then I got games like the Arkham games, which are a lot of fun, but to be honest, the combat isn't as hard as any of those games. And it kind of tricks me into thinking that I'm better at action games than I really am, because I'm rusty. I was just at my friend's place playing Bayonetta again, just on normal difficulty, and I was having kind of a hard time not taking hits and not doing damage, or not avoiding damage. Kind of a bad wake-up call. Just gotta keep fresh. As bad as I've been playing so far, though, the good news is I haven't died yet, which is very good to know for I Am the Night mode, which is one only one life. Although you can't save. You can do restarts and checkpoints as well. Most likely, I'm guessing the hardest part of doing that mode will be Predator mode, where if you're sighted, if you're spotted, they will shoot you and you will die very quickly. But usually it'll be fast enough to do a restart from checkpoint, so we'll see how that goes. I am the kind of person to just start a new game and play it and just see how far I get, so I Am the Night mode seems up my alley, which is why I am interested in trying it. Alright, apparently there are guys here. This is the only armed one, so I'll take him out first. Got a little bit lucky there with that late counter.
I can't tap into the cops' communications. I should hack their mobile relay station.
I really miss some of the gadgets in City. I mean, this has most of the same ones, but it's missing the electric, the REC, which is really handy. I didn't even use it that often, but if there was an armored guy, it actually. Alright, I thought there was another guy here, but I guess not.
Yeah, except forensics will take all the credit. I'm the one who found the.
I thought I remember two guys being on that ledge. Oh well. Yeah, the REC was good for armored thugs because it would just down them, you know. Unlike batarangs, which are for the normal guys, will knock them down. Will not work on armored guys, but for some reason electric will do that to armored, but not to normal guys. So it's good to have, especially if you're doing the multi-combo takedown thing. Alright, this is another real bad thing. I always get lost. Can't remember anything. I would expect detective mode vision to just save me. This part is less interesting to watch. Maybe I shouldn't even be recording it, but at least I can narrate a little bit over it. Oh yeah, and this is another thing about the New Game Plus, is that I understand why they do this. WB Montreal has decided to take a different approach than Rocksteady for New Game Plus, which is they're restricting gadgets altogether until I get them in the story. In Arkham City for New Game Plus, you would have access to all of them, but just for story purposes. You wouldn't be able to access them to access new areas, which makes sense. Batman would just say something like, "I can't do that here." But you would be able to use them in combat from the get-go, which is really nice because the enemy units are already stepped up from the beginning. Like already it's the beginning of the game and we're already fighting shielded enemies, etc., etc. It's just nice to have like the freeze blast, which is one of my favorite weapons. It's a glue grenade in this one. It'd be nice to have it right now for combat purposes. Come on, lock on already.
The shallow trajectory of the bullet suggests the shooter could be someone of Penguin's height. But the grooves on the floor suggest
there are some, maybe it's just I haven't played the game enough yet, but there are just some things that I'm not crazy about yet.
This bullet was fired from a revolver.
Like the concussion detonator, I haven't gotten a lot of time to try. In general, they try to keep everything the same. The remote claw, I think, is probably the one that I just haven't gotten enough of in general. Because I've seen some people using it in situations that I didn't think you could use it, where kind of context-sensitive things, people using it to do some takedowns of guys. This will probably be the round where I want to try it more often, because in I Am the Night, if it goes sideways, it will get me killed, and then I'll have to restart the whole thing. Probably not a good idea.
He didn't kill Black Mask. Who did? The only thing I know for certain is that Tiffany's shooter was lying on the floor. But why?
Forget where we are at this moment. Luckily they just highlight everything for you. It's
These white
like an
streaks
easier
show
version of
knowledge.
Heavy Rain.
Whoever shot Tiffany
This
was
sequence.
being dragged along the floor. Besides the victims, there were 2 other people in the room. Tiffany's shooter.
Just kind of
and
an
whoever was
interactive way to
dragging the shooter.
tell the story.
Location
There's
from
no
which the
actual
male victim
detective
was
work
shot may
involved.
tell me more.
Like, look, it's already lit up for me. The back computer is way smarter than me.
Doesn't belong to either of the victims.
About my thoughts about this game in general,
The fight
it,
broke out when someone
mainly it's that I had high hopes for Origins. I thought it would be even more combat oriented in the ways that I liked about City, but even more towards my tastes.
I should review the evidence to see if I can
Which turned out to be true.
either the intruder
Which turned out to be true for the most part. I like the Deathstroke fight, even though it's not perfect. It is kind of a quick time event fight, like they said, but it was still closer to what I was looking for. You know, Metal Gear Solid was one of my favorite franchises in action games earlier on, and it helped shape a lot of my preferences. One is for like good, solid one-on-one, no gimmicks, well, no shenanigans, I should say. Boss fights. And the thing about Batman, especially in Arkham Asylum, they just can get away with is that their engine for doing the normal beat 'em up, crowd control, thug fights is really good, and they want to stand by it and keep using it. And what that resulted in was like the last fight of Assassin's Creed, because all the combat they had was crowd control. They had to have the boss fight be crowd control too. So like you have fights like the last fight of Arkham Asylum, where Joker comes out, but you don't actually fight him. He chases you for a little bit, but the real fight is just fighting the goons that come up in between. And that just means they haven't really mastered the one-on-one boss fight yet, which is a shame. So even though the Deathstroke fight isn't perfect, at least it is a one-on-one boss fight that still is kind of combat-based. Still pretty easy, but at least they're trying. The same thing was like the Firefly fight. I actually think is all right, and the the Clayface fight at the end of Arkham City. They were good. People don't like just throwing a million grenades at a time, but at least it's one-on-one in that style that I'm used to. Like Metal Gear, you always fight the large, huge boss, which is the Metal Gear in that franchise, and then you do a duel with one-on-one kind of fight. So it would be nice if you would get in a one-on-one fight with Joker that worked pretty well. If they had the Deathstroke mechanics for it, I would like it too. But they didn't end up doing that. It was just a big quick time event, and they ended up using the Mr. Freeze fight mechanics more or less from Arkham City. I hear that Mr. Freeze was a popular fight in general for people. And I liked it in Arkham City. The only thing I didn't like was that in hard mode, I think it's possible that you just screw yourself if you... see? You see that? I think it was glitched last time and that guy wasn't there. But as soon as I opened the door, he was there. I'll take it though, but it's something to watch out for in I Am the Night mode if that happens again. Good old shenanigans. Oh, in this case, I may be able to fast travel there, because there is only one fast travel point. Oh no, I'm already... I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just going to the bridge? No, that's AR. Looks like I'm heading that way. Oh. Getting the concussions in the air.